Sound Remedy
with Danny D.
Only on Sonic Scout.
Yeah, your weekly cure to the common playlist is back. And I'm your host, Danny D, with this week's Sound Remedy. And my goodness, have we got a show for you. You know what? Coming off the back of last week's show, which was absolutely incredible, we had that fantastic takeover with Charlie, whose debut EP Mantra is dropping very, very soon. Keep an eye out for that one. And what an incredible experience that was, getting to know that artist and hearing about their journey, the influences and inspiration behind their music. And I tell you what, I'm hoping it inspired a bunch of you the way that it did me. Incredible to have Charlie with us for that takeover, and what a session that was. Coming up, we are going to have some incredible artists that I know you're going to absolutely love. A few people that you might not have heard of before, a couple of names that you might have heard of before, and a returning act too, that are backed by popular demand. They've been kind enough to share their third song with us, and we're so looking forward to that.
Your weekly cure to the common playlist.
It's going to be a packed one this week on the only station dedicated to unsigned artists and emerging talent, right here on Sonic Scout Radio. Now, as always, we are going to kick you off with the Sound Remedy Song of the Week. That's whoever pipped everybody else to get Song of the Week. And if you want to vote for this week's Song of the Week, you can do so. Hit me up on social media. Drop me an email, danny@sonicscoutradio.com is where you can hit me up directly. I tell you what, every week it is so tight between the artists that we've got. And Psycho Scally, they got just pipped. The artist that we are actually going to be playing for you, though, did have a bit of an unfair advantage because she technically had 3 shots at Song of the Week while everybody else only got 1. Congratulations to Charlie for getting Song of the Week for one of my favorites, got to be from the forthcoming Mantra EP. We are fortunate enough to be playing this preview once again with you this week. It's going to be kicking off this week's Sound Remedy, the incredible Outer Space by the one and only Charlie.
So far, infinite like yeah. Hit so hard up in the stratosphere. Got you losing sleep, wonder what you need around here. Senses moving slow, come on, let me take you in. Ready to go, walking in your zone, territorial mode. I know you wanna know, skilling up to me, won't lead anyone home. No sense you
the fantastic Charlie, the ethereal outer space. And once again, congratulations to one like Charlie for getting Sound Remedy Song of the Week. And that is going to be kicking off the Sound Remedy this week. And boy, what a song that is. When I first heard that song, I've said this before about other artists that we featured on the show. There are some of those songs that just get your whole upper body moving. That's one of those songs. But when you hear about the inspiration behind that song, it's kind of surprising. It's multi-layered, right? You got the sound and everything going on the top, and you kind of engage with that. But then when you actually peel back the layers of that song, there is a lot going on there. And it was wonderful to hear the entire inspiration behind that song. And to spend that time last week with Charlie, massive shout out to you. And if you want to catch up with Charlie, Earth 2, number 2, Charlie, CHRLI, on Instagram and on TikTok, Earth to Charlie. And that song is going to be dropping on the Mantra EP, which is coming out December 6th. So make sure you catch up with everything that's going on from Charlie, and particularly that EP, which is, I'm sure, going to absolutely storm when it drops, man. It's absolutely incredible what I've heard from it so far. So big shout out to Charlie, and thanks so much for sharing those songs with us. Whew, what a way to kick off the Sound Remedy, right? I'll tell you something, we like to be eclectic around here. We like to show a bunch of different styles. We kind of focus on indie electronica, but obviously we're pushing boundaries, we're pushing genres, and we are not pigeonholed. So we like to take you on a bit of a journey, right? That's what I like to do myself with music. I mean, 1 minute I might be listening to some kind of hardcore punk stuff. Next minute it's going to be like classic hip hop. Then it might be like a bit of the old classic grime. You can't go wrong with a bit of jungle drum and bass, bit of jazz here and there, a nice bit of crooning and Frank Sinatra and that stuff. We not pigeonholed by genres here. Now, I'm not saying we're going to broaden things out maybe that far, but trust me, we like to push the boundaries. And we're going to be doing that on this show for sure. I tell you something, the first act that we're going to be kicking off with after Song of the Week is incredible. Now, I actually discovered the next act while I was trawling through the depths, the Amazon rainforest of unsigned music. And I've said it before, you know, every so often I will stumble on an absolute gem. That's exactly what I found with the first artist that we're going to play for you. He is an incredibly talented musician, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and we're very fortunate to have him on this episode of The Sound Remedy. Now, Daniel Kind is an accomplished musician. He's a composer, drummer, and producer who's based in London. Now, Daniel says he specializes in crafting cinematic music, blending live drums with electronic features to create bold, emotional soundscapes. And I'll tell you something, he's most certainly doing that. When I first heard this song, it's not just the beat that gets you, it's the entire vibe that he creates with the soundscapes and everything that's going on in the song, the dynamics of it, the musicianship. It is absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you check out Daniel Kind's bio, it's going to tell you on there, and I couldn't have put this better myself, he's a producer and composer crafting emotionally charged, rhythm-led music that blends the raw with the refined. Oh, we love a bit of that, don't we? We love a bit of raw with refined. Absolutely wonderful. Now, it goes on to say he's influenced by the atmosphere of James Blake and the cinematic depth of Massive Attack. Oh, yes, come on. I was actually playing Massive Attack the other night after what would have been Jeff Buckley's birthday. There was all of this memeing going on, and Massive Attack rumoured to be releasing an album soon. Their legendary song Teardrop, with the wonderful Elizabeth Fraser on vocals, and widely known that Elizabeth Fraser was in a relationship with Jeff Buckley, and it's rumoured that his death inspired that song, and possibly even some of his letters had inspired some of the lyrics to that song. So we were playing some Massive Attack the other night, and then apparently there is a new album in the works. There's like a comeback going on. That is absolutely fantastic. We can't wait for that. James Blake, do you remember Limit to Your Love? Oof, what a great song that was, originally by Feist. And then James Blake absolutely came out and just did a whole next version of it, which kind of, for me, I thought blew the original out of the water. We love those kind of soundscapes, that kind of atmospheric music, not just building songs, but creating atmospheres. Absolutely wonderful. So for Daniel Kind to be bridging the gap between James Blake and Massive Attack, come on, like what an achievement that is. He also mentions the energy of Foals and the introspection of Radiohead. Now, we are talking some accomplished songwriters here, right? Radiohead, my goodness. It says on his bio, he blurs the lines between alternative, electronic, post-rock. Yes, love all of that. Genre bending is what we love here at the Sound Remedy, and Daniel Kind most certainly does that. He builds immersive sonic worlds, detailed, textured, and emotionally real. Whether solo or in collaboration, each track is shaped with intention and space, inviting the listener inward. Whew. Well, I'll tell you what, big, massive shout out to Daniel Kind. The song we're going to play for you, I discovered it about a week back. And when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is a kicking off the Sound Remedy kind of song, right? This is how you kick off a Sound Remedy. This is an incredible song. This is called Gone by the wonderful Daniel Kind.
The same one before I started breathing. You don't want it, you can't see. You talk about it, can't count on me. Fight on, oh, you're going to fade off. Gone, gone. Fight on, oh, you're going to fade out. Gone.
Kind and the wonderful Gone, and what an incredible song that is. That is how you kick off a Sound Remedy, baby. Big shout out to Daniel Kind. And if you want to catch up with Daniel Kind, Daniel_Kind Kind, Kinde, on Instagram and on TikTok. He's also on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your music from, you will find Daniel Kind. You will find that song too, Gone. We absolutely love it, and I hope you do too.
Only on Sonic Scout.
That's wonderful for me to hear people that are out there and they're putting all of this incredible instrumentation into their songs. Not everybody knows this, but I'm actually a multi-instrumentalist myself. I play with a number of bands over the years, played an incredible amount of gigs and been in studios and doing all that stuff. And I love to play the drums. I absolutely love to play the drums. I'm not the greatest drummer on earth, but I'm okay. And guitar is like my main instrument, really. But I can seriously, when I listen to other people's music, I'm listening to that instrumentation and knowing how much work goes into it when you're doing all of it yourself, when you're doing the beats, the bass lines, you're doing those little flourishes on the guitar, you're doing all the vocals and you're putting it all together, producing it. It's a heck of a lot of work and it's a labor of love, isn't it? When we're putting all of that work into something, we're creating something that is a piece of ourselves. We're putting our heart out there. And when it resonates, oh my goodness, even better. And shout out to Daniel Kind for that incredible song. What a wealth of stuff is going on in that song, and what a showcase for how talented Daniel Kind is. Make sure you catch up with what's coming next from Daniel Kind. We can't wait to hear it, and we're hoping that we will be able to share it again right here on the only station dedicated to emerging artists and unsigned talent, Sonic Scout Radio. You're tuned into The Sound Remedy with me, Danny D.
The Sound Remedy.
With Danny D.
What a remedy it's been so far. We had Charlie kicking off the show as Song of the Week with the incredible Outer Space, followed very swiftly by the amazing Daniel Kind and the wonderful Gone. And I hope you love those songs as much as I do. Kicking off the right way this week on The Sound Remedy. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. We're just getting started in terms of this particular show, but we're also just getting started in terms of the Sound Remedy itself. This is only the fourth one, right? This is number 4. So shout out to everybody that's been with me so far on this journey. What a journey it's been. And I tell you what, we never know what's coming next, do we? Week to week, I'm in contact with different artists through the week, people that are interested in getting their music out there. And I tell you what, every single week I find something new that blows my mind. And I hope it does you too. You know, music is proof that we are supposed to build these things, right? We connect over it, and there is something almost transcendental that sometimes happens when we get into those zones and we feel that music. And I tell you what, I hope that at least some of the music is connecting with you all on that level. I know it does me for sure. And don't forget, if you're out there and you're sitting on the next big record, don't sit on it, send it in. You can submit via the website. You can email me directly, danny@sonicscoutradio.com. You can hit up my socials at TSR Danny D is the handle on TikTok and on Insta. And shout out to everybody that's already made contact on Insta. I see ya, I got ya. This next act that we're going to be playing for you is somebody who I did connect with on Instagram, and they've got a new EP coming. I checked it out. I was feeling it. Now, I was kind of in the mind space of why not do like a whole EP takeover kind of thing? But instead, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be playing you one song from that album, which I really loved as soon as I heard it. Now, this is an electronica duo, both by the name of Dan. Shout out to the Dans. Come on. You don't get a better name than Dan, right? Dan Briscom, Dan James Short. And I tell you something, they have definitely got something going with their new EP, Lights Out. Now, if you read the write-up for Lights Out, brand new 3-track EP available on all streamers right now, and it's an absolute knockout. Oh yeah, we love a bit of wordplay, don't we, on a Sound Remedy? Love that one, guys. Absolutely love it. Now, it says, with Lights Out, they've really pushed their sound further than ever before. They've infused real live instruments with retro synths to create something raw, nostalgic, and alive. Do you know what? We were listening to Talking Heads just this morning, and I was kind of thinking that about them. Like, they were sort of doing this a very long time ago. They were kind of bridging those gaps, and there was nothing quite like them. Now, there is definitely something nostalgic about Lights Out for sure. And the song that we're going to play for you is probably one of the more laid-back ones from the EP. They describe their music as synthwave with a heartbeat, and I totally get that from this song. This is an incredible song. We absolutely love it at The Sound Remedy, and I hope you do too. This is the wonderful Don't Stop from the incredible Glass Stars. Glass Stars and Don't Stop. And we don't really want that one to stop, do we? What an awesome song that is. Thank you so much to Glass Stars. Thank you so much for sharing that with The Sound Remedy. And we hope to hear a bunch more of your stuff very, very soon on the only station dedicated to emerging artists and unsigned talent right here on Sonic Scout Radio. And if you want to catch up with Glass Stars, they are on Instagram, Glass Stars Band, all one word, on Insta. And you can go ahead and stream their EP right now. Came out on November 1st, so right now available on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your music. You will find Glass Stars and you will find that wonderful EP, Lights Out. And I'll tell you something, it was tough to choose one song to do from that EP because it's very good. I absolutely love Rain on Me too. I really did love it when I listened to it. We went with Don't Stop in the end. So tight between that one and Rain on Me for me. And I know that Life is getting a lot of traction online. So go ahead and check them out, Glass Stars Band on Instagram. And thank you so much to the two Dans, Dan Briscombe and Dan James Short. And you're listening to The Sound Remedy with me, Danny D. The Dans are in the building, and we are taking over, baby.
Only on Sonic Scout.
You know, it's great to be sort of going in that electro kind of vibe for a little bit. We love that kind of synthwave stuff. And do you know, it's amazing to think when you go back to like the beginning of synths in music, they weren't even synths. It was like lab equipment they repurposed to use. There is a wealth of information about how that happened. I know that, I think it was in the 1940s, there were people pioneering the use of synths like Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, people in the radiophonic workshop at the BBC, Delia Derbyshire, and then it kind of moved into like this purpose-built stuff from people like Robert Moog, and then obviously the 1960s and 70s, krautrock, Can, Kraftwerk, all of these incredible experimental acts that kind of led us to where we are now. Like, you can't imagine a song that hasn't got an element of digital instrumentation in it, right? It's very rare that we find music these days that hasn't got some kind of synthesized or affected element to it. But it's still relatively new, really, in the terms of like, you know, the development of music itself. But yeah, wonderful to hear those retro nostalgic sounds, but definitely with like a modern twist to it, right? I mean, that just has got that electro indie pop vibe going, and big shout out to Glass Stars. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you back again very soon on The Sound Remedy, right here on Sonic Scout Radio, the only station dedicated to emerging artists and unsigned talent. And don't forget, everybody, who's the big thing that you're listening to? Is there an act that you think needs to be heard right here on your weekly cure to the common playlist? Let me know about it. Point me in their direction. At TSR Danny D is the handle. Instagram and TikTok, you can find me there. You can also email me directly, danny@sonicscoutradio.com. Get those submissions in, everybody. Get onto the website, submit your music. Let's get it out there. Remember, someone somewhere is right now writing your next favorite song. We ain't gonna hear it if they don't put it on here, right? Let's get it on there. Well, coming up with the next dose of your sound remedy, time to hydrate, breathe, and listen close. The next act we've got coming in, I discovered them quite recently, and I really love what they're doing. They are eclectic. They are broad. And when I spoke with Flower Boy a short while ago, he actually directed me to some music that he wanted to get out there. Now, the music that Flower Boy was pointing me towards, it was for another point of the show. This point of the show, definitely the song that I picked out fitted better. Flower Boy was gracious enough to say, okay, look, you choose, go for it. But I've got to tell you, you got to check this guy's stuff out. He has got a wealth of eclectic stuff out there, and this guy can rap. I'm telling you, he can rap. He showed me one of his songs that's got a lot of him rapping in it, and I tell you something, he has got skills. He has absolutely got skills. So big shout out to Flower Boy. Now, the song that we're going to be playing for you doesn't actually feature Flower Boy rapping. So hopefully we're going to be able to play another one of Flower Boy's songs in the near future where you'll be able to hear his rap skills, because they are absolutely phenomenal. But I'll tell you what, as a producer, as a songwriter, as an artist, this guy has got something. Now, Flower Boy's music is available on SoundCloud. I don't think it's out on the big streamers and stuff like that, but he's got a growing following on SoundCloud. And I'll tell you something, the songs that he's putting out on there, they're definitely getting some attention for sure. Flower Boy wants to give a big shout out to all of his supporters. Says that most of his stuff is going to be available on SoundCloud. So if anybody wants to check out more stuff, make sure you hit up Flower Boy. You're going to need to spell that FLXW3RBOI. That is how you're going to be spelling it. If you want to check out more of his stuff, I would recommend it, because there is such a great wealth of stuff there, such an incredible amount of talent. Flower Boy mixing all of these records too. So absolutely phenomenal stuff from a very talented, emerging artist. And I think he's going to continue to emerge. The production, the lyricism, the songwriting skills that this guy has. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, the vocalist on this track is known as KK, Kate D3, known as KK. She's on SoundCloud too. Make sure you give these guys a follow. Check out more of their stuff. We absolutely love this song. This is I Don't Know About You by Flower Boy. Flower Boy, KK on vocals, and the wonderful I Don't Know About You. Incredible stuff. We love that song. You know, I always like to slow it down a little bit in the middle. That song's just got such a wonderful dreamlike texture to it. The beats, the instrumentation, the vocal, absolutely perfect. I love that song. I hope you do too. What a little treasure that is. Short and sweet. But I tell you what, that song definitely providing the sound remedy. And again, if you want to catch up with Flower Boy on SoundCloud, you need to get that spelling right. FLXW3RBOI on SoundCloud, based, I believe, in Arizona. And if you read Flower Boy's bio, it's like existential philosophy. He closes out his bio by saying, all my petals fell off a long time ago. The boy is still here, but the flower just remembers the rain. Whew. Love that. Deep stuff from Flower Boy. And if you do go ahead and check his stuff out, make sure you check out Do or Die. That is an absolute banger of a song. And I'll tell you, we were close to playing it. Maybe we'll get the chance to play that on a future episode of The Sound Remedy. I'm certainly hoping so. It's an absolute incredible song. Flower Boy's got a wealth of skills, not just in production, but also in lyricism, songwriting generally. What a great artist that is. And we look forward to seeing a bunch more of your stuff, hopefully very soon. Big shout out to Flower Boy.
Your weekly cure to the common playlist.
Well, you know how we do it at The Sound Remedy, right? We like to take you on a bit of a journey, kick off with a bit more energy and a bit more kind of a bouncing around the studio kind of vibe, slow things down a little bit in the middle, and then pick it back up again towards the end. Now, I don't think we've had that much of a slowdown. Flower Boy slowed things down a little bit and gave us that dreamy, ethereal, I Don't Know About You. What an incredible song that is. But we've not really slowed down very much, and we're about to pick up the pace again. I'm going to need to take a rest after this show. So the next act we've got coming up for you. Now, they tell me that they emerged from Yorkshire's grassroots music scene, formed through the running of a small independent venue in the hometown of Hull. Now, their music is a captivating fusion of melancholic self-reflection, Cure-esque songwriting. Oh, we like a bit of the Cure, don't we? And broadcast-inspired synth textures. We love a bit of that too. Very eclectic, very broad ranges there too, guys. We love O Phantom. We love everything that they're doing. They say they're deeply influenced by Yorkshire's Gothic heritage and steadfast DIY ethos. O Phantom are devoted to the sound of tape music and sci-fi aesthetics, creating frenetic yet atmospheric soundscapes that capture an introspective spirit. Woof. Yeah, love all of that, don't we? We've had plenty of soundscape stuff today, haven't we? Kicked off with the ethereal Charlie Song of the Week and Outer Space, and then Daniel Kine doing those big soundscape, epic, atmospheric vibes with The Wonderful Gone. And then, do you know what? We haven't really let up with the soundscape stuff. Very deep, infectious synthwave, indie electronica vibes, and then moving into the soundscape, slowed down, melancholic, introspective, I Don't Know About You from the incredible Flower Boy. And now we're just going to pick it up again, pick up the pace a little bit with some more dynamic, if not more post-punk infused action from the wonderful O Phantom. This is Something I Know.
Time stops.
Oh Phantom and the wonderful Something I Know. And if you want to catch up with Oh Phantom UK, all one word, on Instagram, make sure you go ahead and catch up with them. They've got a bunch of stuff going on, gigging right now. They supported Humour the other night in Leeds. I'm sure that was a fantastic show, and they're going to be playing a headline show at the Adelphi in Hull on December 18. Make sure you catch that. Their second EP is coming out in spring 2026, with the first single being released the first week of March. So keep an eye out for that. Lots of attention for Oh Phantom. The Tastemakers KEXP, BBC introducing right here on Sonic Scout Radio, and the German Visions magazine hailing Oh Phantom as the ones to watch for 2025. And I think we can extend that into 2026 too. Huge shout out to Oh Phantom, and what a song that is right here on the Sound Remedy.
The Sound Remedy.
With Danny D.
When we're picking up the pace a little bit again, aren't we? Oh yeah, we're about to get you bouncing around the studio once again. Thank you so much to Oh Phantom. What a great song that is. And don't forget, everybody, if you want to submit your music, if you know that there's the next big song out there and it's just waiting to be heard, make sure you submit it to me, Danny@sonicscoutradio.com. You could drop me an email about anything you like. Show me your stuff, if I haven't heard it already, at TSR Danny D on Instagram and on TikTok. If you want to get your music across that way, let me know about it. You know, one of the things like up-and-coming emerging artists might struggle with, I know this having been an up-and-coming emerging artist some years back, is kind of like connection. There's like a balance, right, between making money, getting out there, getting the numbers, doing the streams, doing the gigs, all that sort of stuff, and then the building the connection. And I'll tell you something, there's not a truer way that this was shown, like a perfect allegory or metaphor for it. When I was a kid, and me and a bunch of my buddies, we went busking in central London, and we went up to Carnaby Street, and we were sitting around with our guitars, and we were just like playing songs and stuff. We had like a whole group of people sitting around in like a semicircle. Everyone's just like smoking cigarettes and drinking beers, and people just like and clapping and stuff after our songs. Nobody paid us a penny, right? Everybody's just sitting around listening and jamming and stuff. We moved, went over to Piccadilly, and everybody there was just throwing money, but nobody was listening. And I think that is the perfect example of how we need to try and balance the numbers and all that kind of stuff with the connection. But at Sonic Scout, we're trying to connect all over the world, right? We're connecting with artists, we're connecting with listeners, and we're helping artists to connect with their audiences too. That's why we love doing these features like the mini takeover we had last week. And I'm looking forward to doing a bunch more of that stuff, hopefully with some other artists very, very soon.
Only on Sonic Scout.
But we've most certainly picked up the pace again in the Sound Remedy, and I tell you what, it's time to stay with that rock-infused vibe for just a little bit longer and reintroduce an act that has been storming Sonic Scout Radio and the Sound Remedy with me, Danny D. Not only that, they have also been storming the South Coast. And I'll tell you what, this is a young group of individuals. They are absolutely killing it right now. We were so happy to feature their debut release, You're Still the Same, a couple of weeks back. We then featured their follow-up, Didn't Need You Anyway, on last week's Sound Remedy. They are back, everybody. This is a young group of talented individuals, an indie rock trio that are absolutely storming the south coast of England right now. Shout out to Devon, and massive shout out to the incredible Chocolate Gorilla. Now, they have been on the last couple of Sound Remedies, and every time we play an incredible Chocolate Gorilla song, it's got something new. They show like a new dynamic, a new aspect to their sound. And I tell you, this is totally true of this song too. I think they're kind of sticking with that kind of post-punk indie rock vibe with this song. I played it a few nights back. I was like, you know what, again, if I've got time to put it into the show, it's definitely going in there. And I'm so glad that we did. What a great band this is. If you get the chance to catch these guys live, make sure you go ahead and do so. And I'll tell you something else. They're now getting their own merch out there too. Oh yeah, you can get yourself the incredible Chocolate Gorilla merch at Cobble Lane Trading, 4th Street in Brixham. Make sure you go ahead and do that. What a fantastic group this is. And I'll tell you something, right at the very start, what a privilege it is to be at the start of this journey with this incredible, young, talented group of individuals that have clearly got an incredible, chocolatey future ahead of them. The Sound Remedy is so happy to reintroduce the wonderful, incredible Chocolate Gorilla and My Daddy. The incredible Chocolate Gorilla and My Daddy, and my goodness, that is the kind of energy levels we want right at the end of the Sound Remedy. My daddy wants to play in a band, and I happen to know one of the incredible Chocolate Gorilla's daddies is a phenomenal guitarist, and I think if he wanted to play in any band, he gonna take it up a notch. Let's put it that way. The incredible Chocolate Gorilla showing us how wonderfully talented they are. What an incredibly talented group of young individuals. Great to have you back on the Sound Remedy, and we wish you all the best with all of these new releases. Lots of gigging going on around the South Coast, and I know they were shooting a video recently too. So lots more still to come from the incredible Chocolate Gorilla. We absolutely love them on the Sound Remedy and at Sonic Scout Radio, the only station dedicated 100% to emerging artists and unsigned talent.
Sonic Scout Radio.
And if you think you've got the remedy, don't forget to hit me up at TSR Danny D on Instagram and on TikTok. And you can always email me, danny@sonicscoutradio.com. If you've got the next big song that you think should be played on the Sound Remedy, if you think you've got the cure to the common playlist, let me know about it. Direct me to your stuff. Let's get you on. Wow, it's been another journey, ain't it, folks? Kicked off with last week's Song of the Week, Charlie and the Phenomenal, Outer Space. We've been on a bit of an electronic journey for a little while. We started getting a bit more rocky towards the end, though, haven't we? And I tell you something, the last act, you know we like to close you down with the bangers, don't you? You know that by now. There's a group of people locking in just to check the last song of the Sound Remedy. And I'll tell you what, we ain't going to disappoint you this week either, everybody. I got to tell you, the band we've got coming up, oh my goodness. I discovered this band maybe about a week ago, something like that. I reached out and I didn't hear anything back from them for a while, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's just one of those things. I finally heard back from Jamie from Little Strange, and I was like, yes, I'm going to be closing out a Sound Remedy with this amazing song. Now, Little Strange are a band that comes out of Manchester, but they're actually from kind of all over the place. One of them from my neck of the woods, down there in Essex. So shout out to Essex, shout out to Little Strange. Little Strange are a 4-piece that have been described as like a crossover rock, blues, Americana band. I think there's more going than that. Now, they describe themselves as cine rock. And there is definitely something anthemic about this next song particularly, which we are going to be closing you out with. This song is big, it's passionate, it kind of gets the hairs on the back of your neck sticking up. It's the kind of song you can imagine if you was like a live gig, this one is going to absolutely wreck the place. We love bringing you the bangers right at the end of the show. This one is not going to disappoint you. Now, this is the title track from Little Strange's most recent release, the Bad Days album, which came out just at the end of last month. So right at the end of October, Bad Days album came out. The single was released a short while before that, but I got to tell you, what a way to kick off that album. What a way to close down this show. This is the wonderful Little Strange and Bad Days.
In the setting sun, we fell out of love. Those moonlit skies, you passed me by. And it gets so low, it gets so high, gets so low, it gets so high. Put you in a state of mind. You've been running for a long, long time. Nothing you can do. Those bad days coming for you. Setting sun, we fell out of
Little Strange and the incredible Bad Days. Absolutely epic. We love it. Thank you so much to Little Strange. What an incredible way to close down the show. What a fantastic song that is. And big shout out to Little Strange getting Bad Days out right here on Sonic Scout Radio on the Sound Remedy, closing you down with an absolute banger. Massive shout out to Jamie Thompson, Ollie Davis, Jack Kleins and Charlie Harris. Phenomenal stuff from Little Strange. And if you want to catch up with Little Strange yourself, Little Strange Band is where you can find them on most socials, Insta, TikTok, all of that stuff. They're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get your streams, they're there. And also you can support the Bad Days album at Bandcamp. Make sure you go ahead and follow those guys. Big shout out to Little Strange. And I'll tell you something, I'd love to see that band live. They sound phenomenal, like they would be phenomenal live. So shout out to everybody that's out there catching Little Strange live, growing following online, and hopefully nothing but more fantastic music to come from that wonderful group out of Manchester. Cine rock from Little Strange to close down the Sound Remedy. Whew. Man, I am going to be playing that song on repeat over and over and over again. I'm going to be hammering that tune.
Your weekly cure to the common playlist.
Well, I tell you what, everybody, it's about that time again. We have been on yet another journey, and I've loved every single solitary second of it. Thank you so much for joining me. For the last 60 minutes, we have flown through again, and we've been well around the houses again, haven't we? We've had all kinds of different eclectic styles, and that is the beauty of this particular show and this whole station, right? Anything goes. If it's good, it's going to get on. You know, the average person discovers about 6 new artists per week. We've just covered 7 in this last show. And that is the wonderful thing about this platform. The best new emerging artists and unsigned talent. And there's still a bunch more to come. Thank you so much to all of the wonderful artists that we featured, all of the fantastic listeners. We can't do this without you. And don't forget, if you want to submit your song to us, Danny@sonicscoutradio.com is where you can email me directly, at TSRDannyD on Insta and on TikTok. Go to the website, submit your songs through there. And don't forget, Sonic Scout Radio is becoming the home for emerging artists and unsigned talent. And I tell you what, our listeners know it. The acts that are coming on here know it. We're building something, baby. And I thank you all so much for being a part of it with us. Thank you for joining me for the last 60 minutes. I can't wait for the next 60. Until then, keep it locked to the only station dedicated to unsigned artists and emerging talent, Sonic Scout Radio.
Sonic Scout Radio.